Ram Krishna Hari. I humbly bow at the feet of Lord Vitthal and all the Varkari saints for having showered their grace and blessings so that an ordinary mortal like me could not only understand but also interpret and explain the Tatiche Abhang composed by Santa Muktabai. We have come to the last of the Tatiche Abhang, and just like the earlier 10 Abhangs, this too has deep and profound philosophical wisdom. The first line of her last Abhang is शुद्ध ज्याचा भाव झाला दुरी नाही देव त्याला. Here Muktai stresses on the word bhav, which we all generally confuse with the term bhavana. Bhavana is a sentiment or an emotion. Bhavana is what we have gathered, positive and negative both. Positive emotions in the form of love, in the form of gratitude, to be thankful, to help one another. These are our positive or shubha bhav. There is another aspect to bhav or bhavana, and that is ashubha or negative emotions like fear, anger, hatred, resentment, jealousy. But here Muktai is talking about a third bhav which we all have, but we have smothered or covered that with the layers of these shubha, that is positive and negative emotions. That third bhav which she talks about is shuddha bhav. Shuddha bhav can be understood as a spiritual attitude, or it is an instant awareness or an intense awareness of the divinity or connection to the higher self. This happens to many of us at many times. It could be that when someone's waving an aarti in front of the idol and suddenly you have tears flowing down your cheeks. Or it could be that certain memories of your guru or incidences that you have experienced with your guru can bring tears into your eyes. Certain musical melodies, certain words, certain scriptures suddenly make you tremble. Some people go into those modes of bhav also. They have trembling all over their body. Some of them even fall down unconscious. Like Ramakrishna Paramhans, when Goddess Kali's bhajans used to be sung, or he would be in intense devotion towards her, he would talk to her, and when that instant connection between the child, that is Ramakrishna Paramhans, and the mother, that is Goddess Kali, would take place, he would fall down unconscious or he would go into a trance, and that is what is called as bhav. So bhav is an intense awareness of that divinity in you, and that is what Muktai is also telling us here, that if you have that bhav, that divinity will be very much into you. In fact, it is there in us, but we have not realized because we have covered it with layers of so many other unwanted things. So you don't have to search for divinity outside you. It is in you. The only thing it is waiting for is your awareness that it is in you. And that is why even Kabir says in his doha, Moko kahan dhoonde re bandhu, main to tere paas. The divinity is telling us, where are you searching me outside in the world? I am in you. But how do we get connected to that higher self in us? Only by Shuddha Bhav. So when you remove all these layers of positive and negative emotion, what remains is a spiritual bhav, and that awareness is the place where our higher self or a subtle form is. She says to get this divinity into you, to be aware of the divinity into you, it's there in us. To be aware of the divinity in you, you have to have practice. You will not be aware of that God residing into you or that energy into you by just mere words or hearing a few lectures or reading a few books. She says you have to have a sadhana for it. So the next line she tells us, अवघी साधने हातवटी मोले मिळत नाही हाटी. So she says these sadhana or spiritual practice, as you call it, is a must if you want to realize yourself. Sadhana or spiritual practice, she says, you will not get it in the market. That is, you may have crores in your bank account, but you cannot buy divinity with that. So you can't go to the market, place a few rupees on the table and say, come on, give me sadhana. So she says, Mole mirat nahi hati. Hati is market. The marketplace will not sell you sadhana. Marketplace will sell you everything. But this is something which you have to develop within you by constant practice. Spiritual sadhana, there are many ways in which you can do this. It can be meditation. It can be by Naam Jap. It can be by singing in praise of the Lord, bhajans, or it can even be completely involved in your day-to-day activities without getting attached to it. So this is what she says, ki avghi sadhane hatavati. These are not going to be so easily accessible to you. This sadhana is not something which is going to be so easily accessible to you. You have to practice. Don't we all know that even in the material world, if you have to be proficient at something and you have to be best at it, just merely possessing the skill for it is not enough. You have to work hard on it. And that's what requires practice. So same way here also in spiritual lineage also, we need to have a sadhana, a spiritual practice. Then only you will know that you actually are blowing up things so much beyond proportion. Your higher self is a very subtle form. We come to the next line. Aho apan taise bhave avghe anumanuni ghyave. And the next line also she says, Aise kele Sadguru Nathe Bapa Rakhuma Devi Kante. These two lines we have taken together because Aho Apan Taise Bhave. Now here what she tries to tell us is a word which she uses in this Abhang, Anuman. Anuman is a doubt, a suspicion. As the great philosopher said, Aristotle, he has said that doubt is the beginning of wisdom. Though this seems to be a little of an antithesis, but when you have a doubt, he gives you the sequence also. Aristotle tells us that when you have a doubt, the next thing you'll do is you'll try to seek or you'll try to ask a question. So you have a doubt, you ask a question. When you ask a question, maybe to others, maybe to yourself, but the next step that you're going to do is you're going to seek for an answer. And when you seek for the answer, you will get, because as they say, what you seek, you shall get. So you do get an answer because universe answers all your queries. The only thing is how many of us ask. That's the question. So a doubt in a person's mind makes him find out the truth. So he asks a question. When he asks a question, he seeks for an answer, and when he seeks for an answer, he gets the truth. So ultimately, if you see, a doubting mind somehow or the other gets enlightened. But there is also a warning here that excess of anything is also not good. So do not have too much of doubts, because excess of doubt can also burn up the mind. So a doubt should be with the view that you want to seek the truth, not to put down someone, not to belittle someone. So here she says, people will doubt you. Muktabai is telling Jnaneshwar Mauli that people will doubt you. They will try to find out why are you trying to profess to them about Advaita. Why are you trying to be kind to us when the whole world is treating you so badly? What is the Newton's third law tell us? That for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So when the world has been cruel, the society has been cruel to you, why should you be good to them is what the people will doubt and ask you. Because general mindset of people is, it's too good to be true. But she says you don't go by that law. If people have criticized you, condemned you, she's telling Jnaneshwar Mauli, you have to be good to them. And when you are good to them, people will doubt your goodness. Why is this person good to us in spite of us being bad with them? Let them doubt. She says, after they doubt, they will get the answer, they will get the truth in the sequence which we have just explained. And when they get the truth, then that will be the grace that Baap Rakhuma Devi Kant. That means Baap Rakhuma Devi, here she talks about two different couples. One, her parents, because they are also Vitthal Pant and Rakhumai. And second is the God of the parent of the universe, Lord Vitthal and Rakhumai. So they will be showering their grace on all of us. So what she wants to say is, people will doubt you for your goodness, but someday the truth will dawn on them that you are blessed by the Lord of the entire universe, and then people will start accepting you. But do not give up your patience. It's going to take a long time, but patience is very important. So she says, Aise kele Sadguru na the, your Guru will guide you, your Guru will bless you, to see that those people who have their apprehensions about you, they will come to your line and they'll come to your way of thinking. But for that you must have patience. After saying all this, she suddenly somewhere, she shrinks a little and she says in the next line, Ladiware Muktabai Jiva Muddal Thai Se Thai. So she says, you are Brahmarup. You, we, all of us are Brahmarup. We are all one. And this who is saying, she suddenly shrinks herself. She says, Ladiwar Muktabai. This has got a hidden sentiment. She feels that she has spoken a lot. She has said a lot to Jnaneshwar Mauli. She has given him advice. She has poured wisdom to him. And suddenly she realized that she is younger of the lot. So it should not be crossing the line where she starts advising someone who is elder and more spiritually evolved than her. So she says Ladiwar. Ladiwar is a term which is affectionate or pampered. Of the four, she is the youngest. She is pampered by her three elder brothers. But here she is acting like a mother to all of them, a mother to Sant Jnaneshwar Mauli, and she is advising him in so many different ways, in so many different abhangs, as we saw in the Tatize Abhang. So suddenly she realizes that no, I think I am crossing my limit. So she said, please don't look at it as an advice or an instruction or an order. Ladiwar, very lovingly I am telling you, very affectionately I am telling you that you are Brahma Rupa. You can find out the truth for yourself, who you are. And she says, Tumhi Taruna Vishwa Tara. You also cross the samsara sagar and help others also who want to come out of it. So, Tati Ugda Jnaneshwara. Open that door of your heart, not only of that, but even of your mind. Come out into the world and help all these people who are struggling to come out of the snare of material life. This completes the 11 Tatize Abhangs. And as I said, it is only by the grace and blessings of all the Gurus, the Varkari saints, and of course of Lord Vitthal that it was possible to come to these interpretations. If there are some differences of opinion, please forgive me for it. In the next session, we'll have an interpretation where there will be a revision of the entire 11 Abhangs in a few seconds. And after that, we continue with Santa Muktabai's Charitra. Ram Krishna Hari.
शुद्ध ज्याचा भाव झाला, दुरी नाही देव त्याला. अवघी साधने हातवटी, मोले मिळत नाही हाटी. अहो आपण तैसे व्हावे, अवघे अनुमानूनी घ्यावे. ऐसे केले सद्गुरुनाथे, बाप रखुमा देवी कांते. तेथे कोणी शिकवावे, सार साधुनी या घ्यावे. लडिवाळ मुक्ताबाई, जीव मुद्दल ठाईचे ठाई. तुम्ही तरुण विश्वतारा, ताटी उघडा ज्ञानेश्वरा. ताटी उघडा ज्ञानेश्वरा, ताटी उघडा ज्ञानेश्वरा.